Colin Metters has conducted many of the leading symphony orchestras in Europe and Asia, and even including Vietnam. Knowledgeable, strict, and humorous, that's how musicians who have worked with Colin describe about him. Throughout the past years, Colin has played an important part in helping Vietnamese musicians improve their skills. In recognition of his contribution to the national cultural development, the Vietnamese government honored him with the Order of Merit, the first time such an award presented to a British citizen. And the world-renowned conductor is back to Vietnam this year with a performance to celebrate 40 years of Vietnam-UK relations. Hello, welcome to our On the Mic of VTV4, and it's great to see you back here in Vietnam.
It is just such a joy to be back here. I love the country, I love the city, I love the people, and I have a very, very long relationship with this orchestra.
When did your first trip to the country happen?
First trip came through an invitation from British Council to come to review the orchestras and the conservatoires. That was in 1997, and I had to put in a report to them, and then they asked me to come back and work with the musicians here, which I've been doing for all these years now.
So how is the routine of your work every time you come in here to the country?
We do concerts. So we rehearse. Rehearsing is also to do with coaching and training. We prepare a program, symphonic program. And we normally have always done 2 concerts here in the Opera House, which we do now tonight and tomorrow. That's the way it's always been.
Soon after landing in Vietnam, Colin Metters started the rehearsal with the 90 members of the Vietnam National Symphony Orchestra. Devoting all the time and efforts for music, Colin's working method has left great impressions on every member of the National Symphony Orchestra.
His coaching is very useful, especially when we practice new repertoires, because before becoming a conductor, he is a lecturer. It is my pleasure to work with him because his sense of humor can help us reduce the stress when rehearsing. But at the same time, he's very demanding and pushing us hard to get better results.
Accompanying Colin in this visit to Vietnam is Guy Johnston, a talented British cellist. And under the baton of Colin, the performance is likely to become a night to remember for chamber music lovers in Hanoi. So in the past years, you have spent a lot of time working with the musicians of the symphony orchestra. So what can you say about the skills?
They have a very natural, instinctive musicality in their way of feeling and their way of understanding. Even works that we have done, that I have done with them that they've never played before, and maybe they haven't heard. They bring a huge musicality, musical instinct to everything they do, and they are very responsive and receptive to musical ideas and to how things change and can be played in different ways. So it's always a great pleasure to work with them.
After years working with them, do you see any improvements from the Vietnamese musicians?
We are all learning. We are all improving in our ways from the work that we do and the concerts that we give. That they feel that individually, maybe they are a little bit changed, and as an orchestra they are a little bit changed in terms of their music making. This is fantastic, because that's what else is there except to progress and to develop, be better musicians.
And I believe that during the past years, you and the Vietnamese Symphony Orchestra have done a lot of performances. So any of them that you have a great experience or memories about?
So we had 2 separate programs. I remember Vaughan Williams was a big achievement. Rachmaninoff's Second Symphony, as I said, and Elgar Enigma Variations was extraordinary because it was a new piece for them. And I think we've done, probably we did the Tchaikovsky Fifth Symphony many years ago, but they're playing it so well.
People flock into the UK concert by the British Council, and the name Colin Metters is among the reasons that attract a large number of audiences to the performance at Hanoi Opera House. The program features the Roman Carnival Overture by Hector Berlioz, Edward Elgar's Cello Concerto, and Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 5. For many audience members, Vietnamese and expats alike, the performance is a long-awaited event that no one wants to miss.
It's a very good conductor, a very good orchestra. It's a very fine sound. I have been guest here already 1 year ago, and he's still very good, very nice. I like it to visit this opera and to join the concert.
Apart from his experiences in conducting symphony orchestras, Colin has been known for his ability to make artists from different backgrounds perform together. Throughout the show, the young talented British cellist Guy Johnston and the members of Vietnamese Symphony Orchestra have successfully brought the audience members great musical experiences.
I didn't know this composer before, but it's really very beautiful. I like cello music already very much, and I think his performance was really outstanding.
With great efforts from the British and Vietnamese artists, the UK concert this year has left great impression for chamber music lovers in Hanoi. After so many years, do you see any changes in the chamber music here?
In the past, when I first came, many of the musicians had to have second jobs. They played in restaurants, they played in hotels, and when I first came, there were very few concerts that took place between my visits. Now, the orchestra now has developed and has grown, has become much more professional, so that essentially now the orchestra is it's full time. They can look to VNSO for their living, for their livelihood. They have very heavy schedule of concerts now, which is fantastic, which 10 years ago didn't exist.
Maybe you have some experiences to share to boost the development of chamber music here?
The important thing is to encourage young players to learn an instrument, whether it's flute, oboe, violin, cello, whatever, and then to make music together. Small group, 3, 4, 5 players, or small ensemble. That's the future in terms of and what's so important for them to experience making music. That's the really important thing.
And I believe that you have more plans to come back to Vietnam and work with the Vietnamese musicians here. Can you say something about that?
I hope so. I mean, they only have to invite me. I will be here.
Thank you very much for your interview.
My pleasure.